First up, economist Dr. Ishmael Yamsen is asking government to review its stance on the International Monetary Fund program, insisting that it is urgently needed to stabilize the economy. His call comes at a time some macroeconomic indicators such as debt stock, exchange rate and inflation rate have reached levels that could destabilize the economy. Speaking on PM Express Business Edition, Dr. Yamsen noted that it was time for government to reconsider the decision not to go to the IMF.
I know that I may be the odd one talking about this, but I come to that because you need investors. You need investor money. And not only portfolio investors, you also need foreign direct investors. The foreign direct investors don't like uncertainties. They hate uncertainties.
But Doc, if you freeze these borrowings, how do you then refinance those debts that are maturing?
But I can tell you that if we take a fund program, we will be able to finance, because the fund program will come with money, right?
$1 billion, 2 billion.
Well, I can't guess, but our debt is
spread over 4 years.
We should ask for big money, not the small monies.
10 billion?
Oh yeah, of course, we're going past that. We have to, because we are an important African economy. Don't forget. So I'm sure the fund will be amenable to a good discussion with Ghana. And we have got some very competent people in the Ministry of Finance who will do this. I'm very sure. So I think that we should not feel too shy away from the fund. You don't commit a crime going to the fund. And if the other people would ridicule you, oh, he said you won't go, so what? The moment you begin to show results, good results, then whether they ridicule you, who will look a better person? But if, as I said earlier, you may say, I don't know who would lend us money, because sometime earlier I had heard of some 2 billion that they were going to borrow.
Syndicated loan.
Syndicated loan. I don't know where we are today. But you get it worse and worse every day. And every investor I have got to, they say, look, you people, go to the fund and all these uncertainties will disappear. And I think that is why in the short term we need it. I may belong to the old school.
Yeah, old school economic, classical economics.
But I know that I've studied the history of this country. The only period we are good and stable and growing, so we have a fund program. And that means that we have to be there all the time. The question we have to ask ourselves, why is it that every time we go off a fund program,
things get worse?
We go back to where we were. That's the question we have to ask ourselves.
All right, the thoughts of Dr. Ishmael Yamsen there, speaking on PM Express Business Edition last night. Now, let's move on to another top story. The Ghana Rice Interprofessional Body, GRIP, wants government to consider buying from local farmers for its institutions. According to GRIP, this could be a huge boost for not just farmers, but also government. Speaking at the launch of the National Rice Festival in Bontanga in the Kumbungu district of the Northern Region, President of the body, Nana Ejay Aye, also appealed for reduction of fertilizer prices and access to tractors.
This year, we realized as an association that we can no longer depend on government to do everything for us. So we signed an agreement with a fertilizer company to supply us with fertilizer through the major season and the minor season. But here we are, Ukraine and Russia came up. These days, everybody blames everything on Ukraine and Russia. But I think government could have done better than what we are seeing now. As a government, I expected them to at least have a year or two storage of fertilizer for the farmers, because if agriculture is our backbone, why should we wait till the last stocks? somewhere waiting for farmers in case there is a disaster or something. We didn't do that. This is why the association wants to change the narrative. We want to take matters into our own hands. We are going to be approaching the financial institutions, approaching input dealers, so that we can do this thing on our own. We are also asking government. Government is the enabler of the economy. You can't do agric without government playing its role. This year has been a disappointment for us. We have to call a spade a spade.
Well, meantime, Regional Crop Officer at the Ministry of Agriculture, Wuda Abdul Salam, has been speaking to Joy Business about how government is helping boost rice production.
I mentioned that under the Plenty for Food and Job, government has subsidized rice seed for farmers. So the seed is already available on all input shop at the 6 Ghana cedi per kilo, which is available for farmers to buy. I have encouraged that every farmer, if you pick the seed, there is a seed producer. All the information is put in the seed sack. So you can really make sure that you keep that seed, information intact, so that if there's any problem, we can trace the source. That's first. Secondly, the seed is bagged at 40 kilograms. Farming is not about farming large area. It's about farming what the productivity is. So that 40 kg can do for 2 acres if the farmer is going to dibble or plant. But if the farmer is going to broadcast, it's going to do for 1 acre. So we encourage the farmers to resort into the dibbling or planting so that they can maximize the seed and also maximize the yield, the input. Fertilizer too, under the Planting for Food and Job this year in the northern region is going to be sold by biometric. The biometric, the farmer have to register with a company called Broad Spectrum, which they have deployed all their staff in all the districts and most of the communities. So that the farmer need to register with that company where he or she will obtain an ID card or a token number or the ID card the farmer needs to register, so that during the time of fertilizer purchase, she or he will use that ID card in the input shop to be able to access the fertilizer. So we are educating the farmers on this one. We are doing it on air. We are doing it within the district through our AES to the farmers. Then when you come to the rice farming too, again, we said most of the concern of the farmers, apart from the input, is the land preparation. We said being in group help, because if they are in group and the tractor operator knows that if I go to this valley, I can plow 50 acres, 100 acres. It's easy to access tractor services. But if you are alone, then this person is here alone, and the tractor needs to travel 30 kilometers to go and do one farm. That's why we have challenges in tractor services, even though it's under the hands of the individual. Then we also have other tractor operators. If a farmer comes in the group, we can link them.
Well, still with the agric sector, the current implementation rate of the Ghana Agricultural Sector Investment Program, GASIP, is 86%. This was accomplished by assisting smallholder farmers and fostering shared values and possibilities throughout the rice, maize, soya, and vegetable value chains. Now, according to the National Program Coordinator, Kluche Kodomo, GASIP also invested in capacity building and training of smallholder farmers in good agric practices and climate change resilient technology. Mr. Kudomo was speaking at the workshop from where Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin reports.
The 4-day workshop at Nkawie in the Ashanti region will prepare participants to become ambassadors who will engage and sensitize stakeholders, particularly farmers, about climate change and environmental sustainability in their organizations, communities, and schools.
This workshop aims at identifying champions and building their capacities among agribusinesses, farmer-based organizations, and other partners for climate change resilience. And if I'm talking about the champion, you are the champions here. The champions will be going through a 4-day residential training to enable them to become ambassadors. And the word here is ambassadors, who will be engaging and sensitizing stakeholders, especially farmers, on climate change and environmental sustainability within their groups, communities, and even schools and faith-based organizations. The Ghana Agricultural Sector Investment Program is being implemented by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture and funded by the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, with a loan of $36 million and smallholder agriculture program, that is ASAP. with a grant of 10 million. The Adaptation for Smallholder Agriculture Program, ASAP, is IFAD's flagship program for channeling climate and environmental finance to smallholder farmers.
According to the National Program Coordinator, Kodomo, GASEP has made significant investments in rural infrastructure, including providing access roads to connect farmers to market, solar-powered boreholes for dry season vegetable production, and weather stations to provide accurate and timely weather information.
The current implementation status stands at 86%. This was achieved by supporting smallholder farmers and creating shared values and opportunities within the value chains of rice, maize, soya, and vegetables. GASEP over the last 2 years has achieved some remarkable successes which need to be emphasized. GASEP has heavily invested in rural infrastructure by providing roads to link farmers to markets, providing solar-powered boreholes to communities for dry season vegetable production. We have installed weather stations to provide accurate and timely weather information, and we have also developed 600 hectares of irrigable rice land for smallholder farmers. GASEP has distributed tractors, power tillers, and small rice harvesters to more than 628 communities throughout the country.
GASEP is also collaborating with agri-businesses to give smallholder farmers access to the market by signing them up to receive market price information from the Ghana Commodity Exchange. A report by Mohamed Nuruddin.
And speak of climate resilient technology, the Ghana Real Estate Developers Association is urging both the public and private sectors to embrace green technology. They believe that this will aid in addressing the country's housing needs. Sami Amegaibo, Executive Secretary for Greater told Joy Business this at the launch of the International Financial Corporation Edge Green Building Challenge, that more investment is needed in such areas to assist the sector.
This year's Green Design Competition will be the second in the series. The competition's goal is to allow competitors to demonstrate how easy it is to construct green in order to have a positive influence on the environment while also enhancing building comfort and affordability. According to Sami Amegaibo, Ghana should devise strategy to benefit from green building to boost the economy.
Unfortunately, we find ourselves in a community where people take a long time to change from what they know to what is new. And so it hasn't caught up well here yet. But it is something that we are all interested in getting people to appreciate what green building is all about and get them to also participate. Sometimes, like he said, if you mention green, everybody's mind is, hey, it's expensive. But as you can see from the presentation of an affordable housing project in Tamale, I heard that project is costing just about 50,000 Ghana cedis. That's what I heard. I mean, and if such a project is green or has been certified to be green, it tells you that green is not all about expensive stuff, but you have to look at the long-term benefit of it. And it is good that all of us embrace it and work towards bringing that change that we all require. You are also aware of energy use. In fact, when I went to Denmark, it was the first time I realized that the water I was drinking was even green. And that if you enter a hotel and you drink green water, you pay less. If you decide to drink the regular water, you pay more.
Senior Country Officer for the International Finance Corporation, Semao Serin, revealed that the Green Project is a way of supporting the Ghanaian economy.
IFC is the biggest development institution globally, investing in developing and emerging markets. And green energy, green sort of agenda is very much at the center of the World Bank Group's and IFC strategies in Ghana. EDGE has been part of our programs in Ghana since 2013, and we want to make sure that we increase this practice of green and resilient recovery for Ghanaian economy in this environment where climate change is very important. So today marks the launch of a competition which we hope will call for more students, more sort of emerging architects and engineers to integrate these practices of green building in their work and in their projects, and we very much look forward to the outcomes and celebrating this in September.
Green building lead at the International Finance Corporation, Dennis Kwanzaa, stated that this will aid in the discovery of engineering and architectural talent to mitigate climate change-related problems.
Today, we decided to launch the competition because we believe that the young ones coming up from school or those who have just completed school are the people that we need to really catch, because they are now going to be the future. If they are well aware and well informed on green building practices, if a client goes to them to ask for any design, they are definitely going to give you a design that is green. So the competition we are launching is to test their knowledge, to get them to be interested in doing green designs, and then also to be able to communicate it, right? Because you should be able to explain to the client why you are doing what you are doing.
The competition winners will be divided into two categories, one for students and another for young professional architects, engineers and building experts with less than 3 years of experience.
You're watching The Marketplace. Some exciting news to share with you next. The National Film Authority of Ghana has signed a landmark partnership agreement with Pixel Ray Studios, LLC, which will lead to the construction of a full-service world-class film studio in West Africa. The project is estimated to create about 11,000 jobs for the local economy. Here to tell us more is Juliet Ya Asantua Asante, CEO of the National Film Authority. Also with us this afternoon, Odi Maikori, who is founding member, Pixel Ray Studios, and also founder of Chocolate City Group. Great to have you both on The Marketplace on JoyNews. I begin with you, Juliet. Tell us how this partnership was secured.
Well, we've been speaking for a while. As you know, the National Film Authority has a strategic agenda to position or to work to position Ghana as a film hub, a shooting destination and all that. So with that, you know, at the forefront, we set out to engage with the dynamics or infrastructure that will help us get there. So we started this conversation with Pixel Ray from last year. They visited us beginning of this year. We further consolidated our conversations and what we needed to do, and we wanted to be clear that it was at the level that we wanted. As you can see, the jobs it will create, the kind of investments it will bring in and all that. So we did all of those, and then we concluded it just a couple of weeks, just last week actually, where we signed this understanding. Very happy.
That's beautiful. Although I guess you saw potential in our film industry, for which reason you are partnering the Film Authority. What support are you giving in this partnership?
Thanks a lot. Well, I mean, I think there's several things. I think the critical thing around, if you look at the film industry around Africa, there's always been a dearth of training and skills. So you find that there are many people who want to act, who want to be in the industry, but it takes more than raw talent to work in film. It has to do with the skills and development. So what we're doing also is bringing partnerships internationally, working with the Ghana Film Institute, which is under the purview, I think, of the NFA as well, to ensure that these skills are passed through the university system, certificates, management courses that help to develop those skills. Beyond that, we're also talking about strong partnerships with Hollywood. Indeed, this partnership was signed in Los Angeles, and we're working with the top studios there as well to ensure that there are co-production treaties signed that will bring in a lot of investments in the film industry. But finally, I think one thing that's critical to talk about this partnership and why Ghana is because Ghana has proven itself to be the cynosure of Africa when it comes to tourism, when it comes to immigration, when it comes to policies that stimulate creativity. So we're very excited about this opportunity, and we can't wait to is it set ground or flag ground the project. So thank you.
And Juliet, how is this a boost for our film industry, which has been struggling for a while now, if you ask me?
Well, in many, many ways. First of all, as part of our strategy, we've also been working at bringing up the local sector. So if you look at the programs that we've set out, you see that each has a particular focus and dynamic, and we've been doing that. But when it comes to a studio, think about all the big productions you've seen this year since the pandemic, from Marvel, which is, the Marvel films that you see, to whatever. Most of them are shot in the studio. And so if Ghana wants to position itself as a film hub and a shooting destination, it's imperative that we do have a film studio that these big productions can shoot in. Plus, the local sector also needs that to enhance our production values. And this studio will also work with local productions to meet international standards. You know that the NFA oversights distribution, exhibition, marketing, production, everything. So for us, when we think about things, we think about it in a 360 manner. How can we help the local sector get the infrastructure, the dynamic, the skill sets that they need? At the same time, how do we position Ghana and sell our story so that the global community takes us seriously? Ghana has great locations. We are safe. It's relatively cheaper to shoot here. We are working on a tax incentive as we speak at the NFA. So there are all of these things that, come together that form the bedrock that, the sector can then leapfrog on. And those are the things that we are focusing on.
And Aldo, I bet your expectations are high. What do you expect to achieve at the end of this? And are we to look forward to some more support from you?
Yes, I think, Juliet has spoken about most of the things, but I think critically, what we're trying to build is 10 sound stages. And when you think about somewhere like Tyler Perry Studios here in Atlanta, or when you think about even the biggest studios in the world, you're talking about reasonably around 10 to 12 sound stages. Now, if you look at the landscape of Africa, there's only one other country that has sound stages to this of this level. That is Cape Town. What we're trying to do is build not just a regional hub, we're trying to build a global hub. And what this means for us is conversion. I like to call it conversion because think about it this way, that the local tailor now becomes a costume designer. Think about it that the person who used to be a carpenter now becomes a set designer and is building these amazing things that now begins to create value. Indeed, we believe that just the local tourism sector shall be affected significantly by at least 10,000 room night bookings every year because of people that will be flying in to record, to shoot, to train, and to interact. And finally, when you think about what that does for upscaling young people, because young people are our focus, right? They need jobs, and the creative sector is a natural draw for them. So what we'll be doing is giving young people a chance to live the life that they want to, but also live comfortably, and to be able to expand that across the country and the continent as well. So that's the vision, and we're excited about how the Ghanaian government has been supporting, especially the NFA, because what they've done is they're working on those tax incentives, which are very crucial. In fact, it's a key decision in deciding where you will be shooting. So we also ask for all the stakeholders to also support us with this in terms of making sure that it's successful.
And let
go on.
Add, if it's okay, let me just that apart from the money that comes into Ghana to set up the sound stages itself, which can range anything from 80 to over $100 million, we're also talking about an average global production. So if you take a Maverick, any kind of big studio productions, you're looking at anything from $80 million to sometimes over $200 million. And so if able to attract one or two or three or who knows as many productions, if you are looking at my vision, then I'm looking at 5 to 10 big productions a year, including the small ones, right? Or excluding the small ones. If you look at that, then you can see that one of the reasons why a lot of countries make it their strategic vision to go after film shoots is because it's a low-hanging fruit. and is one of the ways to attract a lot of foreign direct investment into your country without paying back, because when they come, they pay for your crew, they pay for all the things, for food, for costume, for all of these things, including they don't only employ filmmakers, they employ carpenters, designers, all of those things, electricians, and all that, doctors, lawyers. And so this is only a win-win for Ghana, nothing but a win-win for Ghana. We should all work together to make sure that this is a reality as soon as possible.
Well said. Thank you so much. I'm excited about the jobs this partnership is going to create and how it can boost our film industry and the economy as a whole. Thanks very much. That was Juliet Asante, and CEO of the National Film Authority of Ghana, and also Audi Makori, who is also the founding member of Pixel Ray Studios. Grateful for your time. And that's the marketplace, everyone. Thanks for watching. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. We are leaving you with our funded episode for this afternoon, some tips to help your business. Goodbye. Enjoy your weekend.
Hello guys, and you are once again welcome to Fund It with me, Dr. Thelma Frimpong-Mensah of the Desert Youth Services and Consultancy. Today, we're going to talk about modern ways of raising money for your business or finding modern source to fund your business. It is good to know the modern kind of funding that is available. One of the most common one is called crowdfunding. Now, crowdfunding is basically getting people to invest in your business via the internet. Although in our part of the world it is not so common, because you will need a US bank account for that, which means that crowdfunding is currently available to only those who are in the US. But who knows, if you have a relative in the US who can help you with their bank account, then you are good to go. And so it is one modern means of raising capital for your business. And so if you find yourself in a situation where crowdfunding is prudent for your business idea, go for it and make use of all the available modern means of raising funds for your business.